Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to another episode of Build It TV. I hope you had a great Christmas and New Year. Although you may not be able to have the whole family over, hopefully you had a good time. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different on the channel. We're going to be working on a BMW. So we've had BMW engine vehicles on the channel. We had a BMW engined S13. We've had a BMW engined rear-wheel drive caddy van. If you haven't seen those, go check out those videos. But we've never had a BMW engined BMW. Anyway, so we're going to be doing lowering on, I was going to say this, but that's not them, they're Nissans. So we're going to be doing a lowering kit onto a BMW 3 Series estate. I'm not 100% on the models and things, so we'll catch that bit up in a second. But first, we need to move this one and this one out of the way so we can get to use the ramp. If you didn't see my video on everything that's wrong with the new 180SX, then please go check it out. And if you're new to the channel, then we have a 180SX RB build going on there. We've got an R32 with an RB engine here. I've got an R34, and we've also got this one here, which is going to be a drift 180SX as well. So plenty to keep you entertained, regardless of what you're into, as long as they are rusty old Nissans. Cool, let's get these cars moved and we can start playing with the BMW. So Matt is here now, and he's brought his car with him, which is good because that's what we're working on. So what is the car, Matt, and what are we doing to it?
It's 2014 BMW F31 estate.
Family wagon?
Yeah, just rear-wheel drive. It's not an X-drive or anything like that. Efficient dynamics as well, which I think is 15mm lower than standard. So the 40-30mm drop that we've got on the Eibach springs, I guess, isn't comparable exactly as a 30-40.
We will find out. It might take 15 whatever less, or it might drop it even further.
Oh goodness.
We'll see. But yeah, cool. So this is the car that we'll be working on. So first of all, we're going to start by doing all the topside stuff. So I'm guessing we've got to probably get into the boot here and undo some top bits of the struts, and in the engine bay to do some top bits of the struts on that. So we'll crack on with that. So after 20 minutes of taking the back apart, we realised that you actually don't need to do that. You can get to it from the inside, so don't do that. So we've taken the bits off the front trims, off the top of the strut tower, and we're just going to jack it up and have a look from underneath. Okay, these are the springs we're using, the Eibach German manufacturer springs, so decent quality, some sort of probably make the BMW springs, don't they?
I'm not sure.
No, they probably do, they certainly do a lot of spring stuff, so they probably make quite a lot of OE parts. So when we look at the rears, you can see we've already swapped one out on there. We've got the red one is the new one to go in. And all you need for the back here is a 10mm to take off this shroud that's here. You need a 19mm for the shock itself to release that, and a 21, so there's two 19s, one on each side, and two 21s to do the hub as well. And then this whole arm will drop down. Okay, to put the rear back on, you're going to need everything you use to take it off, plus a decent hammer and a long screwdriver as well. So you can see we've got the spring in there, it's sitting in place. So So what we need to do is put a jack underneath the bottom here, jack up this lower arm to slide these in. Now the one for the shock absorber goes in nice and easy because you've got a bit of movement there. The one for the front's going to need a bit of jiggling about. So that's now all bolted in there, looking shiny. Got these cover plates back on and these bolts nice and tight and done up. So we can fling the wheel back on for the rears and then we'll crack on with the fronts. Woo! Somewhere. You've lost it, haven't you? That's by your other foot. Camera sees it. Ah. Right, so at the fronts, as you can see, Matt just undid the drop link. So this piece here, which attaches onto there. The next bit to do is to undo the bottom bit where it attaches to the hub. And then the front, the tops are already cracked off. Tops are already cracked off so that we can drop that out when we need to. But the next bit to do is to undo this bit here and sorry. Yeah. So the next bit to do is undo this bit, this bolt here, and drop this bit down. It's actually quite far that it needs to go, but we found from the other side from hitting this down, it does give you clearance, and then giving it a wiggle from the top bit as well. So we're going to take that apart. So after a lot of hammering, this strut is out, and then we can undo the top bits and pull the whole thing out and start working on it.
One strut.
Okay, because these original springs are really, well, there's only 2 bits to attach to here and 3 on the other side. We're actually using 3 spring compressors. And because we've already done this already, one of those we've actually chopped down. So if you see these only get that close, it's that far apart. With these we can then get a lot closer in. So we've chopped them down to allow us to get this 2 clamp part far enough away, and that does work. Of course, the new spring is on. A couple of things we've got to make sure. One is that you put the bump stop in, otherwise it could get noisy. And the other one is to make sure it seats properly down here. So there's like a rubber bit that it sits into. Literally just put the spring on, twist it clockwise, and you'll feel if it does it. Now, because the new spring has more coil selection to it, we can actually just do this with 2 coil winders now. So we'll just use the ones we haven't cut down and put one each side and drop this down. So now we've got the shock just sat back in there. What we're going to do is drop the whole ramp down, get something like a jack underneath the bottom of the hub so we can push this back, because you can see exactly where that used to live. As you can see, this bit here used to be all the way up there, so we're going to jack the hub so that it pushes up, and obviously the top of the strut will stop it from going any further higher. So we are back on the ground, and as you can see, this is sitting pretty low compared to what it was before. Not bad for a spring conversion. Obviously it's going to settle and even out probably, so this might come up a little bit. And at the back, again, it just looks a whole load more sportier. So can't really get a good image in here, but it's pitch black outside now and freezing cold. So we get some good picks up for you to be able to see it properly.
Yeah. Raising the Tobagos, we growing like fresh tomatoes. Them boys on fire, too fuego, we pass it round hot potato. Everything is nuevo, I'm with my sweetie like Quavo. Need my cheese, need that queso, need my bread, need that bankroll. Wake up, yes Lord, I'm thankful. Another day on my schedule, steady blocking the devil.